Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, folks. No matter where in the heck in the world you are, it's me, the Gorilla Economist. Coming to you live on this edition of Strategic Life with the one and only John Singleton. And folks, I'll tell you right now, if you need to learn how to lead a strategic life, a life of impact, a life of meaning, a life of thinking, a life of personal responsibility and self-governance, John's going to teach you how to do it. No longer is the expert, because if anything 2020 onwards has shown us, the experts are not experts. They're just as lost as most people. So it behooves you to educate yourself. It behooves you to learn as much as you possibly can. And it behooves you to tune into programs like this and get a hold of individuals that are just like John J. Singleton. And folks, you can get a hold of him over at aceofcoins.com, and you can go there, scroll to the bottom, and then you can book an appointment with him directly over at aceofcoins.com, as well as aceofcoins.club. And I'll show you really quick, folks, where you can go right here, aceofcoins.com, and join the club. You can be a member over at aceofcoins.club and aceofcoins.com. You can go ahead and you can book a consultation session with John J. Singleton, who will teach you how to live a mindful, self-governing, independent, freedom-filled, strategic life. With that being said, John, how are you, buddy?
Hey, good. I'm super. Thanks, VJ.
John, lots to discuss. Lots of things happening. People are trepidatious over the election. People are wondering about the future. Everybody's sitting on the sidelines, getting caught up in the salaciousness of all this events. And then there are those who, instead of sitting around waiting for something to happen, go out and make things happen. And we want to talk to those kind of people. So where do you want to start, John?
Well, I'm just upset because I had to stop being an entrepreneur. All my neighbors bought up all the assets in town, and I don't know what else to buy. There's nothing else to buy. There's no joint ventures to get into. There's no investment to make. I'm last, and so I guess I have to sit out and wait till someone tells me what to do.
Yeah. BlackRock bought everything as well. There's nothing left for us. The only thing left is for us to eat cat food and wait for the SWAT team to come through the door.
Yeah, I'm going to go wait in line and vote for the, what do you call it? The money the government wants to give you, the monthly income, right?
Oh, universal basic income. Yeah, man.
Basic. Yeah, I'm going to wait for that. Notice how
I'm going to wait for that.
Remember what it's called? That shows you the lack of programming. You guys know I'm being a smartass, but look, I love your icon here, the gorilla. Really, you need to have this visage, this face. Okay, it should be your attitude. You don't have to look like that, but no,
don't look like a gorilla.
Yeah, when you get up in the morning, man, that should be your attitude, because and have fun with it, and go out and do things that are fun, and think that you can make more money without working more. But it's not cheating anything. You're just being smart. We have all the technology. It's all around us.
Absolutely. We have all the technology we need. We have everything around us, and yet people don't utilize it because it's never a lack of resources that derails us. It's always lack of resourcefulness.
It really is. And so many people, you and I know this because we talk to similar clients, right? And so many people want to desperately avoid federal income tax. And then they stop. Okay, that's easy. I could do that in 30 seconds. I can show you what to do. It's so simple and legally. And then that's where they end. And I think, well, is there anything else that I can help you with? No, I'm good. And then they call me 2 years later with a problem that was already solved with what I did, but they don't know that because they don't understand what I did. So then I have to teach them again, which is okay. They pay for that, but still, don't stop there. There's nothing to avoid. Most financial liabilities is almost no effort. Okay, you got to pay for somewhere to live. You got to probably pay for transportation. You got to pay for food and some utilities. Okay, but life is pretty simple. So that's it. There you go. So now what? So you get a job. Everybody gets a job pretty much. You can wait in line and get a job somewhere. You can go get one. But then what? Why don't you have a plan? You should have a plan twofold. Take care of yourself. Don't be like most people that are overweight and they're staring at their phone all day. Don't be owned. Take care of yourself. Have a regimen that you take care of yourself, and then go out and think to yourself every day, what opportunities are out there that I can, make a 20% more per month than I'm making right now without getting another job, without signing another W-4, right? That's what we're setting up a company for. We talk about this all the time. You set up a company to manage risk. Well, you're the risk. All you're wanting to do is avoid taxes. If I'm telling you something to help you, pay the damn taxes and go make more money. That's your biggest risk is you.
Exactly correct. The biggest hindrance in any sort of metric is us. It's the individual. It's the person who's not taking the initiative, and that's the biggest issue here, man.
Let's get real. So many people tell me, I have an investment. I say, okay, so what's your investment? And they go, well, I have this guy who's buying stock for me. Okay, so I say, well, that's not your investment. That's his. You just gave him the money.
Yeah, and he's gonna keep the lion's share of the profits, and he's gonna give you the 6 to 8% at the end of the.
If you're not deciding what assets to buy, then it's not your investment. Period. And it's the same thing with the Roth. It's the same thing with an IRA, any type of IRA, any 401k. This is designed to take away your opportunity, to remove opportunity from you. And you think it's a good idea to wait for 40 years or 20 years for a tax break that you've already been taxed on for those several decades. You've been putting your money in a 401k. You're being taxed on it because you're not using the money for yourself. And then the gamblers on Wall Street are using the money in your 401k fund in your IRA, and you have nothing to say about it because it's a pension fund and you don't have the right to receive the funds. You see, you have to understand the pension fund is there for the gamblers on Wall Street to gamble with your money. You're not the investor, they are. And they don't owe you anything because you don't have a right to receive the funds yet. And then
think about it. It's the greatest setup in the world. They make so much money. Yeah. They're churning 16, 17, 20% a month, and they give you 1 to 2% in return. And they're like, okay, 1 to 2%, you'll maybe get like 8 or 10 or 12% at the end of the year. Meanwhile, they're leveraging it off of compound. They're leveraging it off of so much. It's incredible to witness this, John.
It's shocking. When I was 19 or something, I got this. I got promoted to this full-time position. I actually worked at a company that owned by Equifax. It was Telecredit. I don't know if it exists anymore, but I got promoted, and then I was sent to the orientation with like 12 other people. Now I'm 19, and everybody in the room is over, let's say 28, right? So they're being offered all these insurance things and these benefits to the thing and to the job, their new promotion, their full-time job. And I'm the only one in the room, and I'm just a dumb kid, according to everybody. And I just said, I really don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want this. I don't want the stock option. I don't want this. I don't want a 401k. I don't want an IRA. I don't want any of that stuff. And I just want my paycheck. And I felt very nervous because everybody's looking at me like I had 3 heads. And I felt very nervous, but I thought, I feel stupid if I do what you're doing. I don't know. And so when I went back to my office after the orientation, and I turned down everything, I just wanted my paycheck. And someone called my boss, and my boss was a nice woman. She was my boss's boss, and she was so nice, and she's the one that hired me. And she called me in her office, and she said, hey, this is all good stuff. She was like 40, and she's telling me, you should do this. I said, I appreciate that, Kathy, but I just rather would be the one to decide what's done with my money. I don't understand all these things. And I didn't know anything like I know now. But I was better, in my opinion, to use that money. And no, I didn't make some fantastic investments, but I still want to retain control of my money. So I didn't know that I didn't have access to all the information I have now. I kind of learned, it was like a learning curve that went slowly, and then really fast. You have an opportunity right now, each of you listening to this, you've got technology that I didn't have in the 90s, that you could just get stuff so fast, and other people have already done it. All you have to do is go in with them, learn from those people. There's, look, you have no competition, contrary to what I said in the opening statement here. You have no competition, and therefore you have no excuses. There's no one out there you're competing with. No one's paying attention. Yeah. No one's paying attention.
Absolutely correct, man. Absolutely correct. Nobody's paying attention. Nobody's looking for anything these days, John.
There's no excuses.
None. What are some of the things you tell? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying your title of this show is Strategic Life. Have a strategy. If you don't, you're going to lose. Right. Look at the people a generation ahead of you. They're resting on their laurels from their pension. They got kind of lucky, like my uncle. He barely finished out his GM pension before they yanked him from everybody. Don't be like that.
Yeah.
Make your own pension.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, man. That's absolutely correct. And what are some of the suggestions you recommend to people, John? And or like not only from mindset, but some of the most disruptive industries that you see coming up that people are not thinking about, or they've missed, or they're not even really considering?
Okay, well, just consider that. I'll give you just one example. You can apply this idea to the other aspects of what you're observing. Just observe. So I'm observing Amazon delivery people. When I say Amazon, I mean any delivery person that's like Uber. Okay, it's ridiculous that door something, door to door, DoorDash, all these services. Okay, about to be replaced by drones. Now I could be wrong, but that's coming. Why are these people doing the job, and why are they using the technology? I went to the door the other day and there was a FedEx guy. No, it was a DHL training another guy how to deliver and take a photograph and all this stuff. Right. And I'm thinking to myself, these guys don't have any clue. They're being trained so that the path they're following every day to deliver products, that path is going to be programmed into a network, a grid, where drones are going to follow the path that they're creating right now. They're showing the way to do it, and the drones will just step in there and do it. In fact, they're probably already doing that right now. So what else is going to be replaced by drones and automated systems and artificial intelligence and these things? It's already happening right now. So what do? You should own some assets. I mean, at least start there.
Could you define for us what are real assets?
Here's an example that I know may turn some people off, okay? But let's just say as an example, the restaurant, the mom and pop restaurant that you drive by every morning. Sometimes you've been there. Sometimes you went there to get some eggs and coffee, right? Well, maybe you should own part of it. But maybe you should own the supply chain of the companies delivering the products there, like the paper cups. Look into that. See if you can own part of it. If you can't own the business, maybe you can own some of the suppliers. Some of the suppliers are pretty big. You can invest in them, but have a deliberate plan. Don't just put your money in with somebody who's going to, invest it for you, because that's not investing it. That's gambling. So if you have cash, put cash into something like that. If you don't have cash, see if you can make an arrangement. And this sounds crazy, but you could buy an asset in your town. If you look around a bit, if you spent let's say the rest of the year, which is kind of hard because we're heading into the holidays, but if you spend a 3-month period shopping around, talking to people, real estate agents, business brokers, I'll bet you have a very good chance of acquiring an asset with almost no money. And don't think it's not possible. I've done it. And I'm nobody. That's how it's done. That's what I would do. I would look for things that I can buy. Now, here's an easy one that I always recommend to people. Make a list of all the times you went on the internet to buy something that maybe you didn't feel like going out in your town and getting it, or you couldn't find it somewhere on the shelf, right? So you went online to go buy it. Why didn't you sell it? Why aren't you selling that? Because other people want that thing. Like never before, you can sell for the first time in ever. You can now sell what Walmart is selling. Walmart wants to help you sell what it's selling. Why are you not doing that? The markup is pretty good. I mean, people are buying paper towels. You can make 20% on it. That's crazy. It's almost like
people are not. I mean, you name it. Just look at how many people are buying stuff from like Alibaba and Temu and Shein and this and that, and reselling it on Amazon.
Yeah,
reselling it, on Walmart.com. Walmart will allow you to have your own Walmart store on Walmart.com's website, just like Amazon does. eBay, Target. I mean, there's so many opportunities here, man.
There's so many. I'll just throw a crazy idea at you guys, like I usually do. I don't know if anybody ever follows up on them, but if you could organize something with your homeowners association and turn it into a near like Costco, it has buying power. It has so many residents. It has so many permanent members. Okay. Even if someone moves out of the neighborhood, there's still going to be someone else in the neighborhood in that place. So however many households are your biggest HOA that you can work with, if you can work with a big one, if not, or with a small one, you can get discounts on consumer goods through your HOA. If you can negotiate that deal, couldn't you get a cut of that? Couldn't you manage that? Couldn't you do that for 4 HOAs? I mean, the opportunities are just endless.
Hey, I apologize, man. My dog was going crazy because there's somebody at the door.
Yeah, all right. So that's why,
Go ahead.
I was just thinking, I just want to do a video on, hey, look, there's no competition and you have no excuses. Really? And why are you not making more money than you, first of all, make more money than you need? That solves a lot of problems. Now, money itself doesn't solve problems. It does give you a different set of problems, but you're better off to have that new set of problems. You have a little more leverage.
John, have you also considered opportunities abroad that people could look at?
You could. I mean, I have, but I turned them down because it's too far out of my reach. I want to be close. Now, I will tell you guys this. So I have a client who's in Florida, and he was showing me his video feed, his live video feed of a coffee shop he bought in Panama. I don't know why he did that. People do things, Oh the guy owns a coffee shop. He said he's never been to Panama. He's never been to the coffee shop. His employees wave at him when he can signal them on Skype or something. And so he owns a coffee shop in Panama. I don't think it's that necessary. But the only time I get into something in another country is if I know people there and I'm going to go there and I have a reason to be there, then I would do it. I wouldn't do it only for that reason, though. So if I have family there, yeah, okay. I was going to get into something where there was a pretty big spread on importing cars. And it was kind of a little precarious, but it looked kind of good money. And then we kind of all decided, nah, it's like, it was too far of a reach. But I mean, what opportunities will you think are out there, V, from outside the United States?
I mean, that's the tough part is trying to find reputable, real, and legitimate opportunities and businesses where people firsthand. Because with all the change that's occurring between the world transforming from the unipolar world order to the multipolar world order, it's opened up opportunities all throughout the world: Asia, North Africa, Middle East, Eastern Europe. These places are starting to have major inroads in terms of investments. Now, I guess it would probably require to do some homework as to see if there's any legitimate, real companies that are actually doing business in those areas that are, that are reputable companies, and then probably even investing in some regard of that, maybe take an equity position or something, But that's a whole other ball of wax, because again, you're so limited in what you can do as an American citizen. You'd have to kind of be out of the U.S. system in some regards, right?
Well, you can do that. That's easy to set up. So that's not really a barrier for me. I just wonder why I would need to go to another country when there's 4,700 opportunities right in my town. Really?
Excellent point.
Not to mention the internet. I mean, really, not to mention the internet.
Right. Which you can sell globally.
No, I mean,
yeah.
So just as an example, I went into a new area, okay, and the first thing I did was go to a real estate agent's office. And the reason why I chose this real estate agent's office was because when I called her, when I found her office on the internet, she answered the phone. So I said, "You're it." So I drove to her office and I met her in person, and I paid her a little bit of money to do some things for me. Okay. And in the end, I said, I really would like to find some opportunities here in this town in real estate. And now she's my friend. Not really, but I'm saying, she's very friendly. I have her attention because I gave her a little bit of money. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to organize something with a local restaurant. I'm going to get a coupon or something, and I'm going to go to her office. I'm going to say, look, I got you guys a Friday lunch. Whenever you want it, all you gotta do is make this call and it's yours. Just go get it and they'll bring it all to you. It's already paid for. And so I do that to establish a relationship with somebody because it's fun. I don't have to do it that way. And now whenever I call this person, now I get all the attention. She'll clear her calendar for me. She'll do all kinds of stuff. I don't want her to, but I'm just saying, you can do stuff like that. You can't work alone, but that's one way to, connect with people.
Yeah, that's a great point, man. That's a very good point. And most people don't even realize, strategies like that they can utilize.
If anything, just do that. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's fun because they see you as somebody special, somebody who's different, somebody who respects their time, somebody who respects. For what I asked her, I didn't ask her to buy some real estate. I asked her for other things that would maybe lead to that. So there's no immediate reward. She's not getting me under contract for something. So I wanted to give her a little bit of money so I can, get her, justify her time. And she had no problem with that. So that it's not always necessary, but I'm just saying, if you don't know anything else, make friends with somebody, and you don't have to pay for that. I mean, you can, but you don't have to. I chose to do that. It was faster, So, but yeah, have a strategy and enjoy it. Enjoy the process, really. But so many times, the reason why I guess V and I we talk like this is because we talk to a lot of people, and we're trying to talk about how these people that we're talking to could have avoided or make their situation easier.
Absolutely correct, man. Absolutely correct. John, what's the best skill that somebody who's looking to really take the reins of control? Oftentimes people are intimidated by, hey, I don't have the education, I don't have the skills, they're so doubting themselves, man. What do you see as what people would need? And oftentimes it's overlooked. Go ahead.
Well, probably the number one is going to be your ability to organize things. You got to think things through. And if you can't think things through, if you've never done a thing, you'll do what V and I do, which is we talk to people. So if I don't know how to do something, I got to talk to somebody. So I want to develop an AI application, but I don't need to write the code. And I know that it's mostly plug and play. So I just need to know the names of applications. Well, I went to AI and I asked it, and it gave me the whole architecture. Then I went to a client of mine and who has technical skills, and I didn't know if he knows AI, but he knows people that know AI. So I got on a call with 4 people that know AI that can help me. And I don't know anything about AI, but now I can work with some people, possibly, that if they'll do it, I think they will. They can build me something. Okay. So, but really, so I just described for you a way I organized something. I organized a way where I can actually work with other people that I never met before, that I've only spoken to twice, that could possibly build me something that I can make a lot of money with, if that's what I want to do. Maybe I don't need to make a lot of money. Maybe I want to do something else. But I'm just saying, probably the biggest skill is organizing. So think what is needed to do something. And if you're not sure, talk to some people that you think may have done it before. Right? I have some land with lots of trees on it, and I'm thinking, gosh, I'm going to sell the firewood. So I get a person out there I'm just going to say, I respect this guy. Okay. I don't know him, but I respect his profession. I just have to say, he's a big fat Florida hick. Okay. But he's smarter than me. Yeah. And I met him at the property. He was nice enough to take his time to come out there and walk with me through the woods. So we walked there, and he starts showing me all the different trees. And I'm like, I don't know what that's called. I don't even know what a cypress tree looks like, right? This guy's telling me everything. And he says, this forest is too young. You're not going to get firewood, but you can get wood chips. And I said, fine, that's what I want. I don't care. I've already understood that, but he confirmed it for me. And so with this person, he can connect me to the network of people that do that kind of work. Whereas otherwise, I'm just sitting on some land. So my thinking is, I can sit on some land and I could throw some money at it, and I can cut some trees down, and then I won't know what to do because I won't be tapped into the supply chain. So I go start with the supply chain. So guess what? The guy who does the wood chipping with all his trucks and heavy equipment and pays for all that will do it for no cost out of my pocket, because the wood he's getting off my land will pay for the whole party.
Yeah.
I don't even care to get a piece of it. I just want it removed because I'm going to then do other things with it to make money. I just need that land cleared off.
Yeah. Our buddy Vela says, go online and find training websites like Udemy. Take quick courses to see if you want to learn more about how to use various skills. It's not just AI type things. Take courses on marketing, the internet, areas you want to get better and leverage for other things. He's absolutely spot on that. education has been democratized and has been completely free. You
is.
can literally get Harvard courses online for free or very little to no money, right? Or if you don't, or you could learn about anything. The internet is the most powerful learning tool ever created. Very few people utilize it for learning. Most people utilize it for entertainment, this, that, and the other. You have a powerful tool. There's not a skill out there that you cannot learn, folks. I'm telling you.
You know, when I was in high school, I remember you could take a course as a vocational, what do you call it, the trade course or something, in videography. So
Yeah, exactly.
apparently it's a complex subject. I mean, I'm sure the technology's become better to use, but I'm talking to my son the other day, and he starts showing me this big bag of stuff. He got all these cameras and this very expensive equipment. I didn't know he was even. So he's telling me all these things, and I'm thinking to myself, does my son? He's a kid. Does he know? Is he just impressed by this technology, or does he know how to use it? And I asked him, so do you know how? Do you understand? He goes, oh yeah, I know that, and I know he's telling me the truth. He's an expert in this already, and he never took a single course. I said, how do you know this stuff? He goes, oh, everybody knows this. That's how he thinks.
Isn't it amazing? Is there something about this generation of young people that they pick up on tech so quickly? It's ridiculous, man.
And just so understand that a person like that, okay, so my son, he knows that, but he doesn't know how to make money. I know how to make money, but I don't know that, but I can use that to make money. So I tell my son, hey, look, would you be willing to do, and I gave him like a proposal. He's like, okay. And I gave him some stupid number. I said, if I paid you $1,000 for like 4 hours or 8 hours, would you be willing to use your equipment here and make a video? He's like, yeah, sure. He doesn't know that I'd be willing to pay $10,000.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. There's just free money everywhere, You just have to see it.
Absolutely, man. You just have to see it. Exactly right. There's free money everywhere. People don't even realize it, man. They really don't. It's a shame, really.
Well,
we're at the final minutes of the show. How can people get a hold of you, and what are some of the things you would say closing out?
Well, I'd love to talk to people, especially about this subject, but certainly the technical aspects of, financial risk, taxes and all that sort of thing, cryptos. They can contact me through aceofcoins.com. That is individual consultation. Video subscriptions, when I do, original content and tutorials, I publish those at aceofcoins.club. So you can subscribe to the video series, and I always add more content there. I make it to where if anyone needs more content, I always add more. So like, for example, today or this week, I've got a few calls where when I coach a client on something, I record it. So that way it becomes more content. So if I solve one problem, it's 1,000 problems. That's how I look at it. But
brilliant.
Those two ways to do it. So
very well said. John J. Singlton, the man, the myth, the legend. Thank you, sir, for joining us again, folks. It's Strategic Life. Learn to live life more strategically, more responsibly, and more powerfully with John J. Singlton. You get a hold of him over at aceofcoins.com, aceofcoins.com. Also, check out aceofcoins.club. And with that being said, we're over now. Thank you all for listening in. Tomorrow's Election Day special. We will be doing a Election Day broadcast because many people will have their shitting pants on. And we want to make this transition as easy for you and as less strenuous and stressful as possible. It's not the end of the world, folks. It's not the end of the world. All right? So be strategic. Be pragmatic. Even in the election season, have your heads about you. John and I are not freaking out. Heck, we don't even care. At the end of the day, it doesn't pay our bills. It doesn't put food on our table. And it doesn't put money in our pockets. So that's what you all should be caring about. How you can better yourself and your family. We're out.